Carversation in it. What's the one? Oh. I need to do something else then. What, I've got it. Hello, world of YouTube, and welcome to a different type of Carversation this month because, as you guys probably know, in your respective areas, if you're in America at least, it's summer, and my car has no AC. Hasn't had AC, and while it hasn't necessarily been a problem for the Carversations in the past, because I usually film it on my way to work, the last couple that I filmed have also overheated my phone's battery, and I don't want to keep shortening the life of my phone, because I kind of need that to use it as a phone, and I don't have a proper camera in my car yet. I have a dash cam, but I haven't figured out a way to set it up to where it's going to work for the show. So instead, we're going to do something different this month for the Carversation. Thankfully, we live in an age where there's not necessarily just one type of driving game. We have a slew, and there's a whole subgenre within driving called simulation driving games. You know, those simulation racers? I'm not talking about Gran Turismo, Forza Motorsport, or Sega GT 2002. I'm not even talking about other games like Midtown Madness that was driving around in a city. No, I'm talking about like a truck simulator, or in the instance of today's game we're going to be playing, Taxi Sim. I don't know why my voice cracked there when I said taxi, but now, I'm going to try and keep this like a regular conversation. I'm going to be talking about a subject while I drive. I'm just going to be taxiing around people in Taxi Simulator. I bought this as like a joke on the Switch because it was on sale for like stupid cheap, and I was like, you know what? I'll bite. You know, and I played it a little bit. It's a little wonky. It is very much a simulated game. Like, they put a heavy emphasis on like driving correctly, and I figured this would be the best time to try something like this out. I apologize if you're not into it. It's just really hot, and I don't really want to smelt in my car and risk ruining my phone, so we're gonna do this today. And it kind of correlates because we're doing a gaming theme this month. We have let's get up in here. There you go. Doing a gaming theme Carversation this month because even though we haven't had E3, there have been a lot of gaming things that have been announced. It's been kind of a big time. Oh, my car's not good enough. Oh, okay. I don't even think I can buy another car right now. I'm amazed that it's booting me out for this. I can't afford that or that or that. I don't know what they expect me to... I can't afford any of this. What about private? Like an Uber. Uber boober. I'm gonna instead of being a taxi, I'm gonna be an Uber. We're gonna go back to Miami. We're gonna be... That lady fucking told me my car wasn't good enough. Fuck her. We've had a lot of gaming news. You know, E3 may not have happened, but we've had the summer of gaming. PlayStation did their announcements. EA did their thing. Nintendo's been doing their shit. PS5 has had a lot of news come out, and I figured I'd talk about all of that here. Give it kind of a discussion of some of the points that really stuck out to me. Just for fun. Hopefully you guys are into it. But the driving this is fucking weird. As far as some of the big announcements go, Sony gave a lot of PS5 details, including some games that are dropping, and I gotta tell you, their presentation, I was into a lot of what they were talking about. You know, we had... First, I also want to say, talking about the console design, I don't hate the look of the PS5. I really don't. I'm actually gonna make me go away so I can see the whole shit better, because I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at the TV, just so I can look at the games that are like the trailers as like bullet points that I have in mind. Oh, there's a cop right there. Whoa, I gotta be careful. I like the look of the PS5. You know, I mean, yeah, it's meme-worthy. People have done like the jokes about it looking like a turned-up collar, and I get that. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't look a little goofy, but I think it looks better than the Xbox. And then the Xbox looks excessively large, and it doesn't need to be that big of a thing. But as far as the games they've announced, I like the Spider-Man thing. Y'all know I love Spider-Man. So a Miles Morales game is totally up my alley. I've heard people say that it's like or I've read also that it's like a side game. You know, I'm not too into that. I think it's, that's a little upsetting. Because if they're going to do like another game, just give Miles his own game. That's a cool idea. You know, you could even do the, again, that opens up to a world of possibilities, like the Spider Goblin. An idea that I don't know if I've talked about on the channel, but I had this idea for a Spider-Man story in the Spider-Man PS4 universe involving Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, and it follows through some of the threads of like Peter messing with Goblin tech that was in the last game. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I think it looks great. I think Miles looks fucking amazing, and I think it's dope that that's gonna be a thing. We also had the announcement of the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 thing that I joked about in the game remakes video. I'm not like I'm probably gonna play it because I like the Tony Hawk games and I like most of them. I like all the ones that I played at least, and I think that they're, I think it's smart that they're remaking those two, especially after 5 was such a dumpster fire. Let's pick up this person. Let's get a little, it's actually taxi. We got Alicia. Sensitive, do not pass 80 kilometers, avoid crashes, sorry. But I think that's going to be neat. I'm excited for the look of those games. I think that the remakes do look nice, even if I do think they're a little redundant. We got an announcement for a new Paper Mario game, given my only exposure to it has been the times that I've played Thousand Year Door on the stream. You know, I'm hopeful. I think it looks neat. You know, I've talked to other Paper Mario fans that have played all of the games, or at least the ones that people typically like, and they're a little, you know, they're trying to, woo! Yeah, it's a lot different driving. We have they're not as hopeful about it, so maybe it's smart to kind of taper my expectations of it a bit. We also got an announcement of a Demon's Souls remake, which, that looks really good. Like, that looks phenomenal. I have never played Demon's Souls. I never had a PS3. My introduction to the Soul series was Dark Souls 1 back in the day. So I'm excited to try out Demon's Souls. I just watched Crash's video on how to get into Dark Souls, which if you haven't watched his video, go watch it. It's a good time. It's a great video, and even if I don't necessarily agree on his opinions on some of the games in the series, I'm a pretty big Sekiro fan. You guys know that. I do think his list is accurate. His video is accurate for getting people into Dark Souls, and I hope that the Demon's Souls reboot does fix a lot of the issues that he talked about in that game, because, hey, I'm always down for more Souls games to play, and I feel like it's smart to put that up there as like a new thing that's happening. Hey, we dropped off this gal, and I actually realized it was announced, but there's a remake of 13 coming out. That's kind of neat. I hope that leads to other remakes of games like Killer 7 to come out. If they're remaking these cult shooters, I hope that is one that is next on the docket. Look nice. Liked the art style. Like that they're kind of not doing a whole lot to, like, they're kind of keeping it pure. They're bringing the voice acting back and all that sort of stuff. I'm excited for that. Two big things that were announced with the Sony announcement as well were Resident Evil 8 Village. Glad that rumor turned out to be that. Although I've also read that they're still going to be remaking 4, which, I mean, I get it. Your remakes have been super successful so far. Why not do 4? But I feel like I've laid out pretty Angelita. She's normal, no specific requirements. I still just don't want a remake of 4. I will say the trailer looks nice. I think Chris looks wacky. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. I think Chris looks interesting. He looks kind of updated in a different sort of way. I'm glad that Ethan from the last game is still in this one. And I hope that it's good. I hope that it's a good game. That's all I really want. You know, Capcom's been on a golden streak lately with a lot of their games, and that includes their Resident Evil games, specifically, in a large way. Horizon Zero Dawn's also getting a sequel. That was the other big announcement that I wanted to talk about in that regard. I like Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm really excited for a sequel. I think that it looks great. I think it looks really good, and I think that it'll be nice to go back into that world and comb through it once again. I'm just going to push you out of the way, car, because my destination's right here. I'm breaking the immersion a little bit of it for being a simulation driving game. And I'm just going to drop this lady off at this place. Got more trailer, another trailer for the System Shock Redux. We got a new look. We got a full look at it. I mean, holy shit. Like, holy shit, does that game look gorgeous. I'm excited for that. I've never played System Shock. We got Chris. He also doesn't want me to go fast. I never played System Shock, and I'm really excited at the prospect of playing System Shock in a contemporary sense. I don't know what they would change, or they just gave it like a graphical overhaul. I have no clue. What I do know is it does look gorgeous. Like, the graphics look fucking great. And I hope that they retain a lot of the old vibes within it, you know what I mean? We also have had other news come out, like they're bringing Skate back, which is really cool. We have a new Crash Bandicoot coming out, which looks awesome. I'm a little upset it's not Vicarious Visions. It's instead the dudes that did the Spyro remakes, which I never played, mostly because I never really played Spyro much as a kid. But I did play the fuck out of Crash, so excuse me. Holy shit, that guy hit that girl! What the fuck? Bro! That's not cool, man! That's really not cool! Oh, God, the cops better get that guy. But, you know, as I said in my Games That Need Sequels video, a lot of stuff that happened in my Games That Need Sequels video, it's happening now. You know, we got that Soulstorm game still coming out, which that trailer dropped like days after I made my sequels trailer. We got a new Crash game finally. Woo! I don't want to hit you. New Crash game finally. So I'm just excited for what's to come in the world of gaming in that regard. And I'm glad that like a lot of things that I've made like blurps about in videos are like happening. As a creator, that's just really neat to see happen. And I hope that it's actually, that they pan out really, really well. That's not the only things we've had come out. We finally had the new Smash character come out, which we'll talk about in a Wednesday Boys video. Don't worry about that. Because you know me and Evan, we fucking love Smash Brothers. And I've been playing some Min-Min, and I'll save my thoughts on that for then. But yeah, I liked the announcement trailer for Min-Min. I thought it looked really good. I thought that straight up it looked really fucking dope, honestly. I liked the animation style. I liked how they integrated Kirby into the trailer with Captain Falcon. I thought those two together is just a nice combination. We also got word of a new, or Apex Legends' new thing. They're gonna do cross-platform play with it, which is another thing I thought was neat. I like the concept of cross-platform play, even if it doesn't necessarily pan out perfectly. I hope that it works well, because I like playing Apex. I think Apex is still by far the superior of the three Battle Royale shooters. I think that it just looks a lot better, honestly. I think that it plays a lot better, it looks a lot better, and I'm glad that it doesn't take up an island's worth of data to run and to keep up with. You know, I think it still shoots really well. I think Respawn Entertainment just kind of channeled everything the genre needed really, really well. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about in this conversation, as far as like video game news, the further delaying of Cyberpunk 2077. I like every single time they show something in this game. I like the way it looks. I like the world. I love the aesthetic, and I gotta say, I'm hopeful that all of these things just continue to lead to a better product. Actually, I lied. There is one other thing I want to talk about, but I will finish this thought. I want it to be purposeful. I want it to have purpose, obviously. And I hope that these guys ironing the kinks out, doing a little more, just continues to be a fruitful experience for them. And I hope that it makes the game that much better. That's all I wanted to say on that. Give people the time they need to finish a product. You know, whether it be an album, a movie, a game, any of that. You know, I think delays are smart when they're done well. You know, that's why, even though I've been chomping at the bit for more Metroid Prime 4 news, I'm cool with them doing their thing if it's for the better of the product. That's all I'm saying. Last thing I wanted to talk about is, this is just a car wash. I don't want a car wash. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon's getting a fucking sequel. Dude, hell yes. Y'all know I love Bloodstained. Y'all know I love Curse of the Moon. I'm hyped as fuck for this sequel. I think it looks great. I think the new characters look neat. I hope that the game itself, because it's coming out like in a week or so. I hope that it's good. I hope that it continues to be a success for IGA, and I'm excited for what they're doing with this property. And I hope that the sequel kicks ass, which I'm assuming it will. But that's it. That's the last bit of news I wanted to talk about. Those are kind of the highlights. Those are the stuff that kind of was announced that I didn't really care about. Like there's an Avatar Trine crossover. Iron Man VR is still getting exposure. I still haven't really followed the Avengers game all too closely. There's a Kingdom Hearts Rhythm game that's coming out I could care less about. There's a lot of stuff that's been announced. Those are just kind of the things that have really caught my eye. I know Godfall is one that a lot of my friends are really hyped for. I haven't really looked into. But what are your thoughts? What games that have been announced are you excited for? Are there any games you're playing right now that you're really loving? You know, I know that SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remake just came out recently. If you're playing that, do you like it? Are there any other new games you're playing right now that you're really geeked on? This isn't really one of the games I've been playing that I'm geeked on. This is just a simulation game that I bought a couple of months ago as a joke and is actually coming in handy for the channel. But let me know what you think of this concept as well. Again, I don't plan on really doing it a lot. I just kind of wanted to give myself a break from the heat, because we're in a crazy time right now. It's a little nuts in the world, and I wanted to just keep it chill. But let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. I'm going to take Karma to her destination, and then I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this conversation, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general notary content, be sure to subscribe. I post 6 to 7 vids a week along those 3 topics. Typically, sometimes I talk about other stuff as well, but those are kind of the 3 main topics. If you want to take it a step further and support me on Patreon, you can join my Patreon. Special thanks to my patrons. If you want to join their ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content, or help drive the community, it's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here. I've been Viral Rack. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.
I got the plug on a hopper.